All right, you guys, I'm so excited to have Miss Ellen Ford on the call tonight. If you don't know her, I'm so sorry. You have been missing out on a good time. And if you haven't been following her, go follow her right after this call. She's fantastic. She's hilarious. She's serious all in one. And I just love her. I adore her, and I cannot wait for her to share. So this is Ellen.
Hey y'all, I'm Ellen and I'm super excited to be on this call tonight. I don't know, it's been like what, 2 years since I did a call? I don't know. It's probably hadn't been that long. Um, but you know what? When you get ready to do something plexus in the evening, it's smooth all day until like 2 minutes before. And then the dog is barking, someone's knocking at the door, my son is blowing up my I mean, everybody's texting me. So anyway, I think I got everybody muted here. But I wanted to go ahead and get started so that maybe we have a little bit of time for Q&A at the end. I know I look like I'm in a junk room. This is actually my daughter's. This is year two of college in a fully furnished apartment. I don't know what we need, but this is my space. So forgive me. Um, but I want to kind of talk about how I stepped back in after a long season of kind of being just, for lack of a better word, MIA. I have been with Plexus, and I'll do my testimony on another call, but I've been with Plexus 12 and a half years and committed 100% all in since not day one, but a few months after. And the fact that I'm even leading a call about me being MIA and stepping back in is crazy I never thought I'd even be doing a call like this, but here we are. So I want to tell you a little bit about how that season, I call it my season of drifting, just from once I kind of looked at all of the different things that went on to cause me to kind of back away from the business. Um, and then kind of what that looked like and how I came back. And so you can just listen right now, but at the end, I'm going to give you some things to write down unless you just want to write down all this stuff, because you can all identify with stuff that you have in your own life that happens. So if you're like, hey, I don't have a pen, you want to have your pen at the bottom of this, okay? Um, and it's going to step on toes. So I'm going to go ahead and warn y'all now. You already know if you're on a call with me, I'm going to step on everybody's toes, including my own. So I want to start, first of all, by giving y'all a little time frame. Because my drift, so to speak, didn't really happen or start to happen until 2020. I My husband and I have twins, and we lived from I want to say 2015 to 2020 in that kind of, we call it our mountaintop living, our mountaintop years, because that was the year like Plexus was flying high. Um, Everything was going great. Income was great. Life was great. No major traumas, no nothing. It was great. And so, as a believer, I mean, we all love that, right? But as someone that is a believer, and just maybe non-believers too, that's not going to be forever. You're not going to be on the mountaintop forever because, as we've heard, um, flowers and things don't bloom when you're on the mountaintop. They happen in the valley, and that is not a fun place to be. So, this journey kind of started in 2020. Um, COVID, obviously, but my dad got diagnosed with cancer. So that's that journey from 2020 to 2023 is a whole nother call. But that's kind of how I I started like drifting. And that's not anything but life and real seasons that are super hard. So I want to fast forward and start in 2023. Um, I had my kids are in private school, and the tennis coach and I had a different, well, it wasn't an altercation, it was a conflict on how she ran her program, that I thought was not efficient. So anyway, we got into it at a tennis tournament. I don't know if I've ever told anybody this outside my family, or not y'all, but So we conflicted because I have a extensive tennis background. And so I'm like, I did not speak to this woman for a long time. So I got a call randomly in the spring of 2023, and it was from her. And I thought, oh, here we go. I'm gonna have to apologize. I'm a pastor's wife, so yes, I get mad, but I do know when it's time to apologize. So she called me. She goes, "Hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'm retiring after 15 years, and I want you to take over the program." And I nearly, y'all, as I'm in the car, I almost wrecked the car. And I was like, the typical answer, I've got to pray about it. But it was like, no. So anyway, anytime you tell God no, you know what? He's gonna go, that's really funny. So anyway, I prayed about it and I decided, okay, it's only in the afternoons. I can still do my Plexus business. I'm gonna do that. So I took over the team. Very first season, we won a state championship. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay doing this. While that's going on, my husband got called away from our church and he took an executive role at another church. So great, right? Um, that job was probably started being toxic after like month one. So here I am. Andrea knows, she's laughing because she knows. Here I am. I've taken Plexus riding high, chilling 5 years, right? Then I take this position that I think, it's kind of part-time. Then my husband gets a new job. Then fast forward fall of 2024, we have twins that are seniors. And I know some of you on here, you have seniors or you're about to have a senior, you just sent seniors to first year. Um, that's not that's not like a during the school year. Senior year is from the summer of after their junior year all the way to August. If you have a son, it's till you drop them off and you don't hear from them again. If you have a daughter, it's all the way through rush if they're doing sorority, and it's probably going to be the end of August before you are technically done with senior year. So we had two of those going on same time. So tennis coach, then my husband got a new job, then the senior year, then all during that 2023, 2024, my mom's 88, her health was tanking. She was major health complications, hospitalizations. I took her to all her doctor's appointments, all that stuff. If you care for an older parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you will. Um, so add that into the mix. I'm her number one advocate. I drive her. I take care of all of her health stuff. I've got seniors, it's starting to pile up, right? Then we became empty nesters, and that I feel bad because Andrew, some of y'all have seniors, but I'm just being real with you. That hit me harder than I thought it was. Probably because I went from two to zero with like it was like shock and awe. Um, so you would think, oh, you have plenty of time to work your business. Yeah, I should have. The kids aren't there. I'm not cooking. I'm not doing all these things for them. So I did have all the time, extra time, in between my mom, in between the tennis, in between all the things. Then fast forward a little bit more. My husband started the process of like this. These people are crazy. I've got to leave this job. You would think that's a great motivation for me to get back into my Plexus business. But it wasn't at the time. Then I had a knee surgery in 2025. So it's like this was like my mountaintop years were quickly turning, we were sliding down way in the valley by this point. Um, so it wasn't something that I wasn't working Plexus all during this time. I was slowly, little by little, drifting back. And when I had that knee surgery, if you've ever had a major surgery and you're like, I'm gonna do this on Friday, girl, I'll be back on Monday. No, I was not myself for 4 months. I was on extremely heavy medication, like pain medicine and therapy, and I couldn't drive. And I was depressed. Besides all the other thing that made me depressed, if you're on medication, sometimes that can accelerate it. I was depressed because my kids were gone. I was depressed because like it was like the never ending day of just all the things. Um, and so I stopped posting as much. I stopped reaching out. I stopped checking on customer, all those little things that you think, oh, a couple days here and there, it's not gonna matter. A couple weeks here and there, still okay. A couple months, we got a problem. Um, and so as I stopped showing up for calls, you can show up for every single call and not have your camera on. Um, I wasn't even doing that, y'all. It was a mental thing. The longer I was away, the longer I didn't post, didn't check in, I was like ridden with guilt from just not showing up for people like Roz and Andrea and my team and just all my friends that I got to come alongside me to do this. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I was just in a bad headspace. Um, my check Let's get to the real facts, okay? The check was trickling down, all right? When you don't show up for your job in normal world, they're probably going to fire you, right? Luckily, Plexus, you start seeing evidence of not showing up, and my checks started slowly going down, and got a few months down the road before my husband said something like, "Hey, that's a reality check, right?" Um, he's like, "Hey, I know we got a lot going on, but and he was trying to frame it in a way that I would receive it well, and that just, if you're married, that doesn't happen, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna get it going again. I'm gonna get it going. Um, so my check wasn't enough to motivate me. Um, my kids being gone, having plenty of time wasn't enough to motivate me. I I was like thinking, a call about a certain topic wasn't enough. Um, Plexus launching all these exciting things. I just remember the Aura ring. In a normal world, I would have won that on day two. That wasn't, the little carrot. I wasn't jumping at that. But I had valid excuses, right? I had some major life-altering things that happened to me that I could have just like used as an excuse. It isn't, there are excuses and they're not all bad, right? I had hard seasons that I could not figure out how to get past. And I did not open up, and there was a couple of people that called and checked on me. Um, Andrea checked on me about non-Plexus stuff, and Raj checked on me. And I remember talking with Angie Zumwalt. She kind of was going through her hard season with cancer, and we would check on each other, and we were like, "Girl, I can't even believe I'm even functioning right now." And then, we'd swap stories. But Roz and Andrea, even though I had kind of stepped back, stepped away, they never did that to me. They did not call me. I saw Andrea weekly when I was there at church. Um, and sometimes she and I could just look up at each other and we're like, hey, what's up? That's like our check-in. But both of them were reaching out to me on non-Plexus stuff. I remember Andrea texting me and saying, how's your mom doing? Roz would call me, voicemail me, whatever, and they would always check on me for non-Plexus stuff. They didn't call me and go, hey, did you see the incentive that they launched this week? They did, they were just my friends. And I feel like that was kind of a turning point for me that started to turn because it wasn't just about, hey, what can you do for me? You're not working. What is going on? So they wouldn't call me and ask me like, "Hey, what's going on with your VIPs? What's going on?" They didn't do that. Um, Next was I was so that little connection that they made with me, I think kept me tethered to the community because I had isolated myself and I was losing community. And that's bad. That is extremely bad for your business. But the next thing was I was determined to be at convention. I didn't know how I was going to, I was praying through it because my mom's health. it could be great today and we're admitted in the hospital in 2 hours. I mean, that is how her health is. So I was like, had finally, she had to get some back procedures done. And I was like almost to the point where I thought, I'm going to be able to go to convention. And, something else would happen. So I'm like, okay, I felt like I had her to the point and I went to convention because I knew, y'all, if I did not get there, I would probably not be here right now. I would not have left Plexus because I am a lifer no matter what. Um, but I knew that I had to go to an event because you cannot stay motivated, you cannot stay tethered, you cannot stay like tied into what Plexus is doing if you don't go to an event. If you're sitting in this chat and you haven't been to an event and you're waiting like, oh, I'm just too busy. You have to get there, period. I knew that, I mean, they weren't going to launch some amazing product that was going to change my mind. I just knew I needed to get connected back to the source that had been connected to. Um, and being at convention, like I said, it wasn't like, oh, they're going to launch this and I can take a selfie and I can post that selfie with this new product and everyone's going to run and order from me. No, I needed community. I needed to confirm my feeling of that I was a leader. I was someone that loved people and that people loved me. I needed to start kind of turning the ship around. And I feel like that it was kind of the unspoken thing that if you've ever been to a convention, Plexus event, you walk in the room, you don't even need anyone to say anything. It's like, yes, light switch on. That's what it was for me. Um, so I want to kind of transition into like, get your notepad out. These are the things, this is how I came back. Um, and I didn't come back because I felt suddenly motivated. I don't know anyone who's like, I'm motivated to start training for a marathon tomorrow. No, not happening. I'm not ever going to feel like doing that. Um, I came back because I made a decision to come back. I made a decision and I took action. I didn't just like, "Oh, I'm going to feel like it when they do this one thing, when someone sees this post or when someone, it wasn't about a feeling. It wasn't anything other than I decided I'm back. I'm coming back. So number one, I like this saying, just stop. Stop being negative. Stop waiting till you're motivated. Um, Motivation will not come unless you take action. Just absolutely will not happen. That goes for anything, not just business. That can go for, you know what, man, I need to get my health in check. Um, I need to start, whatever the thing is. The motivation is not going to come without action. Um, Stop waiting for Plexus to launch the next big thing. Or, hey, as soon as they drop the magic pill, I'm back in. As soon as they do this one thing that I feel they need to do, I'm back. Um, this was a big one for me. Stop isolating. It's making you depressed. Um, if you don't have people that you're constantly checking in with every day, um, whether that be your team members that you signed up or your uplines or your sidelines, whoever that may be, when you isolate and try to do things on your own, because I'm a big independent person that if someone does not give me, I'm like impatient is probably the word. I'm gonna go do it by myself, and I love to do things by myself because guess who will get it done the way I want it myself. But that's not always good because you don't have as much accountability. Your spouse is not necessarily the best accountability partner for you because mine's gonna love me anyway. He is gonna maybe tell me some hard truths, but then in the end, it doesn't matter. He's gonna support me anyway. And then this is another big thing. If you've been in a season where you've been MIA, stop apologizing for it. One apology is good. People, it's not, it's like you're addressing an elephant in the room. Um, People know you've been gone. Just say, hey, girl, I know I've been gone, but boom, we're talking business, you know. So that's number one. Just stop those things. Number two, start. These are kind of the things that you're going to start. I came back, I feel like I came back with a vengeance because even though I had been a Plexus, been in the company for 12 and a half years, y'all, I gotta be honest, I was still a little bit nervous to throw that business post out. I just was because my husband's a pastor at a large church now, the good church, okay, the good one. Um, I was still I like fight myself mentally when I post something because it can be construed a different way. But then now I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna post every day in your face, and I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna be relentless. Do not care. Send the text. Ask the friend, have you ever been open to the business? I'm gonna lead with that number one. Before products is so easy to talk about, but you will not become a diamond if all you do is talk about products. You're not ever going to get a runner if you don't talk about running. You're not ever going to get somebody who even knows that Plexus is a business if you don't talk about it. Um, Another thing, check your points daily. I used to do this when I was going to any rank. I logged in and I that was what motivated me. You find something like inspect what you expect. If you expect to be Emerald next month, guess what? You better go inspect your back office. You better inspect those numbers. You better find out and know what you're talking about. Know what you're working for. Um, that was one of the things that I avoided for a long time. When your points aren't good, you do not want to go in there and look at them, because that makes you feel more of a failure, right? Attend the call. We have so many options. I one of the things, and I'll share my checklist with you, like probably I'll send it to Julia so y'all can post it or whatever. I made a new checklist of every single thing that I do. It's like, because when you sit on your computer, like, duh, I know I need to post, I know I need to follow up, and then we start scrolling, and then we're like, wait, what was I doing? Um, Attend the call. I just signed up for a call with it's the little lady with the bangs and the glasses. She's doing a power hour tomorrow at noon. I think it's Marianne Anderson's mom, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know her. I think I saw her on the stage at convention. She's doing a power hour. Guess who's going to be on? Me. Um, Another big thing, I don't have my notebook in here. I got a spiral notebook because I am Gen X, okay? I write down, this is when I first started Plexus, I had a spiral. I'd write the date, log into my back office. First thing, I put my points down, I circle them at the top of the page. So I know the date and I know how many points I have. Then I start going through my checklist. Here's everything I need to do to move the needle. Um, and then I can look back like today's the July 27th, August 27th. Guess what? I can go back a month and know exactly where I was on that date. So I'm going to know, do I need to get it together? Am I doing pretty good? Am I getting closer to that goal? Um, so keep track of your points daily, good, bad, ugly. It's just a measure of where you are. It's not who you are. It's not where you're going necessarily. It's where you were that day. It's just like, oh, okay, this isn't looking good. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. You just got to make sure you look at that. I went from MIA to I just saw that was on the leaderboard for something, and I'm like, I'm not even sure what it was for. But all I have to say is you can be MIA. Andrew, what was it for? Some conversion thing. I don't even know. Uh,
Converting brand VIPs to brand ambassadors in your levels 1 through 4.
oh, okay, well that. And I guess what that wasn't on my list. That was just part of, okay, the things I'm doing daily are mattering. The things I'm doing daily, okay, those are the right things because I'm adding people. Um, I'm talking to people. I'm doing the things. Um, I wasn't trying to, like I said, I wasn't trying to be on the leaderboard. I was just trying to start. I was trying to do what are the things that I know how to do? It's like riding a bike, y'all. When you're gone, I know exactly what I need to do. And it's most of the time, the five things I don't want to do are the very things I need to do. The posting about the business, the reaching out about the business, checking my points, following up. Like I hate, this is one thing I hate. I hate going in the back office. I call it back office. I don't know. It's probably called something different. And digging through reports and clicking and go, I don't, that's not my favorite thing to do. People who love numbers and all, I'm sure y'all love it. I just want what is this person doing? I need to know when I reach out to somebody, what products did they just order? Am I going to look like a fool because they just ordered the GLP-1 support and I have no idea when I reach out and go, "Hey, how's that going? What are you loving about it?" I need to know that. I need to take the time and do that. Even if you don't drill down through everything single thing on your list, take the time, and that's one of the things that I'm gonna be better about. I'm gonna take the time and do what it takes to have that good customer and or ambassador experience. Um, so those are the things you need to start. Last thing, stay connected. Um, the new response today is a no response. We don't even get a thumbs up. We don't get a nothing. Okay. It's silence. And that is, do y'all agree? Um, when I reach out to someone, even if it's like, hey girl, blah, 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 are you going to be at the game tonight? I won't see her third quarter. Hey, oh, did you text me? I mean, we have too many ways to communicate, I guess. But we don't even get the thumbs up anymore, right? Sometimes we just get nothing. Um, if that is you, because I did have people reaching out to me, um, and there were days I just couldn't do it. Just I couldn't respond. And I had nothing to say. I didn't, I was in a bad headspace. Um, but if you've drifted, respond to the people who are checking on you. I mean, I was bad about that. Sometimes I would respond to a few people, um, but there were people that were like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while." Oh, I hate that. Ask me how I'm doing. Be that person that's like, "Girl, how can I pray for you? How's your mom doing? How are you doing? How are you really doing?" Um, because that's what made the difference when Adrian and Roz were doing that to me. How are you doing? How can I pray for you? Um, People will remember how you love them during the hard seasons too. And that goes like if you have someone on your team and you're like, dude, if she would just get it together, I might could hit my rank this month. I mean, we those are valid things to think. If I could just get these people motivated to do what they need to do, that would really help me a ton. Um, that's natural. That's not something like I only like someone who talks about the business, whatever. Those are natural things. We need to make sure we're loving those people through their hard seasons because there are hard seasons. If you're not in one, if you're on the mountaintop, guess what? It's coming. I'm just hoping now I'm like, please, can we get back on the mountaintop? It's way more fun. But anyway, but maybe you've been away for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. But this is kind of my kind of closing, and then we can do questions or whatever y'all think we need to do. Is you might have been, I was away, but when I went to convention, when I got kind of, I decided to take action, um, God like reassured and reaffirmed in me that, okay, you might have disappeared, but guess what? Your gifts that I've given you to use to influence people, guess what? They're not gone. Your purpose hasn't changed, which I think in my mind, I'm like, when you isolate and you don't have anything going on, let me just tell you, Satan gets a hold of your mind and he will go, nobody wants you to come back, girl. You are washed up, old. They moved on. Um, I still have a purpose, and there are people out there that need to hear your story. They need to hear my story. They need to be inspired to step out and do this as a business. Um, you haven't failed. You're not a failure. You just drifted a little bit and you need to turn it around and start taking action. So that's something that I want to kick to y'all that today you get to decide. It's like it's on you. You get to decide whether or not you want to step back in or not. And I just made the decision and I just did it. And then Andrea's like, girl, I just saw your post. Or it's like, I didn't really announce anything. I just kind of jumped out there and did it, and it's working for me. And so I really enjoy just sharing that with you. I know I've tried to figure out to wrap my mind around how to do it, um, and how to say it, and I'm like, I don't know any other way than to just be me and tell you kind of how I was feeling and what I dealt with, and hopefully that will help some of you on here. If I know I see y'all all the time, so y'all are active. Um, but anyway, um, feel free if y'all have something, Singer, if you want to like open up for questions or if y'all ready to.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions for Miss Ellen? Anything you need some tips on how to get through your valley? Do you feel like a valley's coming?
Everybody's on the mountaintop, I guess.
I'll ask it because I know the answer, but I think it's good to reiterate. When you kind of said it, but I think it's important to say it again. When you decided to come back, and not like you were gone, like obviously I was still talking to you, so I don't see you as gone. Two things. One, showing up for your personal business. Did you wait on anything, or did you just like, did you apologize? Did you do like, I'm so sorry that I haven't been talking about Plexus on here? How did you show back up for your business, at your personal business? And then two, how did you show back up as a leader to a massive team that maybe you hadn't been like talking to on calls and stuff like that all the time? Like, what was kind of your like action, do, don't for like showing up for your personal business and showing up for your team
I
in a
think
different way?
that's a really good question. Um, I think for like on social media, I'm like my perfect segue was like convention because I'm there. And so I just did. I didn't apologize to anyone on social media, because one of the things that like I tried to do even through this hard season was post. I mean, it might be a story a week, but you know what? I've got to do something, um, because it was like I felt like people probably think I don't even do that or I left or we create all these little scenarios in our head of stuff that's not really going on, and I had to fight that. But so I didn't really apologize or go, "Hey, I know I've been MIA." I mean, I would say that to like you guys and like Angie and Amber and go, well, they know, they talk to me. But for myself, I feel like I'm really good at working my personal business. I just I need that little task. Tell me what that, because that is my jam. When I was working full time, I had my list and in between my work. So I did that well. So I'm like, I know those things work. So I went back to what worked. Um, and then I didn't know how to do it because I felt like honestly a big failure because I wasn't showing up for like my team and my customers and all that. And I did reach out specifically to customers who were my friends. And like I apologize to them. Like, girl, I'm so sorry. I've had, when you don't want to go, I've had all this stuff go on. And I was like, I have not done my job to reach out to you. And I would apologize to them because they're the people that are like ordering every single month, whether I reach out to them or not. So I did apologize to them. And like other things, I've got to get back out there as a leader. I have to get out to and go, I am here. I'm not just saying I'm here. I need to be, you better be on the leaderboard. If you're back and you're real back, you better be on the leaderboard. You better be adding people. There better be evidence that you are back. Because saying you're back, posting once a week, that's not bad, girl. You need to get back. And that's what I don't know who I told that. It might have been Andrew or Becky or somebody. I was like, oh no, I'm not just back. I am back. So, like 100% all in committed, probably even more than before.
I have a
I'm going to ask
question.
another question
Oh,
because
go
I know
ahead.
the answers to these. someone was, Lisa was about to ask, but okay, let me ask this real fast. Um, you said you told me one time I'm going to do it different this time. I'm going to change some things up in the way I like. If you got coached by Ellen prior to maybe 2020, 2024, whatever, like put in the chat like some of your favorite like Ellenisms. But I will say, I remember going to lunch with you one time and you were like, when I come back, when I'm all back in, it will look a little different. There will be so much grace and mercy for people and like their situations. Like I will know that there is, I mean, that's the first time we kind of all experienced kind of a valley. Like there really wasn't like in our business, at least, there wasn't like a time where anything ever went backwards for years and years and years. So how do you feel like you actually show up maybe a little bit differently than you did like Ellen 1.0 now that you're like Ellen 2.0, which we talk about in her reentry?
Yeah. I think the first time around, like we were just blowing and going. And it was like, I know that I probably hurt people just from my harshness. And not harsh, but like I lead hard and I lead fast. And it's like, girl, if you ain't on board, bye. And kind of like I don't know what you call that. I was just going and going. And then fly by the seat. I'll check in I was just going. And then I didn't have time to like really work on relationships with my new ambassadors. I wanted them to come in and do what I do. I want you to come in and do what I do and work as hard as me. And that's not everybody's experience. That's not everybody's goal. So I'm really this time around I am appreciating my customers. I am walking my brand ambassadors through. I know back in the day we're like, oh, I wish they would just get on and like do what I do so I don't have to babysit them. Bad attitude, I know. But I'm really like, I want them to have a great experience. Whatever, if they're ordering one product or they're like, girl, I've got 5 people ready to sign up right now. I want to give them a great experience so that they want to do this. Then they will see the vision that we all want them to see. Um, I'm trying to be more sincere and original with what I post because I know a long time ago I would honestly be lazy and go, "Oh, that's a great post. I'm just going to copy and paste the thing and put my picture." Um, but then everybody's like, "Okay, I've seen that post like 20 times." I still do that sometimes, yeah. But one of the things I do my homework at night before I go to bed is I'm like, okay, crafting next day's post. It's not, and there's a couple people that I go check to see okay, what is this girl? She's on the leaderboard. What is she posting? Guess what I used to do? I used to work, when I was working full time, I would go to the leaderboard every single week. And I did not know, I remember Brenda Martin's name was on there. That was a long time ago. I would write down every single person's name on the leaderboard and then I would go check their Facebook. Am I friends with them? I would friend them and I would see what they're posting. I'm doing that again. Because these aren't brand new people. These are way younger people that are on the leaderboard. You know what I'm saying? I want to see like, hey, what are people talking about? How can I make that original? So I'm trying to be more original and authentic. Not that I wasn't before, but I feel like I was a little going fast and furious and not taking the time to be sincere.
So good. That was basically what I was going to ask too was, what do you feel like, how do you feel like your leadership has changed, your leadership style or the way that you're looking at your leadership qualities coming back? And that was a great response. I did write down this question. Looking back, what do you wish you could tell the version of yourself who were struggling during that season? What do you wish you could go back and tell her?
That's good. Probably that I'm not, when we have hard stuff go on in our life, we feel like the only one. We feel like this is so bad. No one understands. Everyone's doing their life. And it just isn't, everybody is, because I'm the kind of person that like I can have a lot of hard stuff go on, but then I'm like, I was raised like we're gonna carry on because you know what? We ain't stopping. we're going to continue. And it's like, I think I had to deal with some stuff that I didn't really want to deal with, like mentally, being depressed about just life. And I would say, hey, you're not the only one. There's other people going on. I mean, reach out to your upline and go, hey, I have no idea. I just need to talk to somebody, instead of like dealing with it myself. But that's probably number one thing. Not the only one. Other people, like millions of people, are going through the same thing. Either just got done going through it or about to head into it. So that was probably it. One thing I was going to say to add to your list of start, I think I totally overshot this one, but I listened to Audible. I listened to all these books that everybody's talking about. What's the one? Goya, I call Goya.
Get
Heal
over your damn
Yourself.
self.
Yeah. Goya. I read that. I saw Andrea doing that book study, and I'm like, oh, she said to do something. I mean, I listened to that book. I finished it in like, I don't know. She was like, I finished it before the study started because I'm like crazy like that. And so then I always start all these books back in the day. And then I'm like, I finished the John Maxwell No Limits, finished that one, finishing 10X. I'm like constantly downloading books. And during my workday, I have no TV on, no music, because I know some people listen to music and that gets them going. Um, I listen to those books all day long. That's going in my head. And that keeps me in a business focus because if a cool song came on, then I'm like, oh my gosh, let me find that reel. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I'm gonna save that for later and I'm gonna do a reel. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, I just doom scrolled for an hour. So listen to Audible, something that goes in that helps me stay in a business focus during the day.
I love that. That is so good. And, even though we are getting more seasoned, I'm 49 and, I have to remind my 15-year-old, I know you think you're the only one in the world going through this, but even at 49 and 50 and 60 and 70, sometimes we feel alone. Sometimes we feel like, we're the only one going through whatever this is. And that's hard. So we appreciate you sharing, just being relatable, but what you went through. And like you said, if we haven't been through it yet, we probably will. So it's always good to have these good tips, these good nuggets of wisdom, and we appreciate it so much. Did anybody else have anything else they wanted to say real quick? Because I know my Eastern friends are probably getting ready for the
Oh
bed.
yeah.
I mean, I could sit and listen to you all day, Ellen. You know me. I could sit and just sit like this at the feet of Ellen and just listen,
Oh my gosh.
laugh, and make sure my bladder's empty before I get with you because I'll probably need an empty bladder around you. Um,
Oh my God.
all right. Well, thank you guys so much. Ellen, thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you guys for being on. I will have this recording available soon. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.